Hi there, Adapters and Adapters TechX. It is great to have you back. Here we are at Catalyst for Conversion, powered by Revenue by Design. I'm here with Sonia Merena, and she is the Northern Europe Director for the hotel network. This is terrific to have you on board here. First of all, tell us and ground everybody who's listening, what is the hotel network?
Yeah, thanks, Sean. I'm really happy to be here as well. So the Hotels Network is a personalization company that works with hotels in order to help personalize the experience to drive better bookings through the direct channel.
And so when we're talking about driving this experience, give us an example of how you drive an experience different than others that may be in the experience business.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's actually that whole personalization aspect to it. So we have over 30 different targeting capabilities. What's kind of unique about today is that we're surrounded by revenue managers, and typically this concept of personalization and user experience is a topic dealt with marketing. So what we're doing today is trying to kind of make that a little bit more relevant to revenue managers. And there's loads of different targeting capabilities that revenue managers can benefit from, such as, targeting based on shoulder nights or stay dates or low intent versus high intent. I mean, the list is quite endless, so we want to just make sure that revenue managers know that they can be a part of the user experience.
So where are you in the tech stack?
Are you famous? Maybe.
Yeah. That's just Eric again, and he loves photobombing. But it's good to have him back. So is he gone yet?
I'm pretty sure he's going to come back.
Probably. So
he likes to be center stage.
But when you need to go photobomb him too, which you did on the other show. So that's very cool. So give me an example of how a revenue manager uses you, like a real kind of case study like one.
So the way we work with revenue managers at different hotels is typically from the perspective of applying artificial intelligence. I mean, there's so much data that a revenue manager already has to process. Throwing in what is the lead time of a family, or trying to understand what are the different types of trends that are happening can be time consuming. What we've really done is taken all that data, 150 different variables if I'm not mistaken, and simplified it into allowing you to know what is the intention of a user. So what we do with hotels, or at least revenue managers, is say, okay, this person on your website has a 33% chance of completing a reservation. Quite low, no?
So just so I'm clear now, even though it's low, is that, so I hit a website and let's say it's a hotel group that has 25 hotels. Mm-hmm. They're in the mid-market category. They give you what in order to establish, what data do you have to be able then to go back to them and say, in your use case, they have a 33% chance of booking? How does that connect?
Yeah, so we're tracking everything from the moment the user arrives on the hotel website. So how long they're on the page, how far they're scrolling, what pages they visited. Is this a first-time visit, a second-time visit? Once they go into the booking engine, there you have loads of data, because very similar to Google, you're telling Google what you want to see. And kind of like with the booking engine, you're telling them, I'm traveling for these dates, I'm looking at this specific property, or I'm interested in this specific property, I'm traveling with 2 children. That's already a lot of intention, especially based on all the information that you get from the homepage and their web experience there. And then we process all of that in order to assign a score based on how other guests or users have performed that are similar to you, and then we predict how likely you are.
Okay, so this is a bolt-on tool.
Yeah, it's AI.
Right?
It uses artificial intelligence.
Right, so it's a bolt-on tool into their existing platform, and your tool works with any PMS, any type of interface?
Anything. There's no issues with integration.
So it's ambiguous.
Yeah.
Okay, so in essence, how do you then share insight? What tools do you use to offer insight into the decision makers that are, now driving revenue?
Yeah, so from that perspective, you'd have all the data on the different A/B tests that you've run with these types of campaigns. Experimenting is really important. I think we saw a lot of that this morning with Natalie's presentation. She didn't specifically go into experimenting, but she did mention it a few times. So making sure that you're A/B testing, multivariant testing, any types of, with regards to personalization, which is the topic.
Just for our listeners, so A/B is alpha and beta testing, where you have 2 different groups and you're kind of testing behaviors, right? So you're bringing insight from those A/B tests.
Yeah, or you can ABC test where you add a control on top of that.
We're going to do the whole alphabet here in a second.
Yeah, let's go, multivariant.
So what are the insights that you kind of sum it up and you go, okay, this profile does this.
It's difficult to do that. So by putting people into specific groups, depending on intention, then it allows you to more easily target from a much easier perspective, depending on a scale of 0 to 40% or 60 to 100. By grouping people into different segments, then it allows you to offer that personalization
and
at
so
a much higher scale, because that's important.
Right. So I'm getting to actions, right? So I'm a revenue manager. I get these insights. What do I do with it then?
Yeah, you present content. So you create a different type of message saying your search qualifies for 10% off. That creates that dopamine feeling, that the ability to want something. And then by having that experience where it's different from any other website that you've been to, or you remember, okay, I was on that website and got 10% off. But then throughout the discovery of going to see other properties, you don't get that. You remember, okay, well, I got a 10% off on that website. I'm going to go back and book.
So this is definitely that connection and the beginningness of stickiness.
Yeah.
And to keep that customer engaged, to keep that customer and keep your product in the mix of the decision tree as you're going through it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we fast forward. What advice do you have to revenue managers and distribution managers and marketing as to what they should be doing for the next year, how to optimize their revenue stream in a fairly complex world?
Yeah, I think definitely going back to experimenting. One thing COVID has really done well is kind of remove these silos of revenue being revenue and marketing doing marketing jobs, working together. And again, I think we're seeing a lot of that during today's presentations. Breaking down those silos, working together and finding ways to create a universal experience or a more personalized experience depending on what each of the teams are trying to accomplish.
And then why did you choose this conference? There's lots of conferences, they're expensive to come to. Why is this a good use of your time?
It's funny. So there's so much, when you don't attend, it's so big on LinkedIn that you have so much FOMO that you have to put it on your calendar.
Wow. We're feeling pressure here.
Yeah.
Wow.
For real, that was...
Ali, we didn't script that, by the way. So it is great to have everybody join us here at the Adapters. The insight here is look for new tools, and there's a myriad of them out there, but the hotel network will provide you some insight. It'll provide you some tools that target and also follow those cookies that we all love. And where they are, probably the hotel network will be there too. So thanks again for watching, and do a little research on A/B testing. Have a good one.
Thank you, Sean.